Who might the stork be visiting next with a bébé? Can we expect a famous celebrity's appearance in Moira Sunrise Bay reboot? And is there truly no chance of seeing an on-screen reunion again? Hi, I'm Dylan, and you're watching OSSA Movies. Even though our favorite sitcom has ended, let's imagine a few future shenanigans. What happened at the after party? Doesn't have to stay at the after party, right? If the last scene of the finale was anything to go by, then we'd love to have been flies on the wall at the wedding reception. When the Rose family, this includes Stevie, said their final goodbyes, it was clear the night was one for the books. The meaningful glances being exchanged and the sweet smell of liquor on Stevie's breath made us wish to see more.
You're only saying that because you haven't gone to bed yet.
Just as sweet as the liqueur wafting off your breath.
I also didn't go to bed last night.
Who knows who hooked up with whom, and whether there were any thruples involved again, or maybe even quadruples? We think Alexis could have made a drunken call to her ex, Ted, but more on that shortly. Stevie might have hooked up with a mysterious wedding guest, and we could meet this new character in a follow-up series or movie. If male, maybe he's called Guy Schitts. If female, maybe Rose Bud. The hilarity that could ensue is simply endless. Will Ted and Alexis ever get back together? It broke our hearts when the oddly matched yet sweet couple broke things off. Not because they stopped loving each other, but because of circumstances. So let's just call it a plot wish list to see them rekindle their flame. If Alexis made a drunken call to Ted at the wedding party, interesting things could happen. Remember that one time when Alexis convinced Ted that a live stream cam would be great advertising for the vet clinic, and then the camera advertised much more than expected?
I'm obsessed with this.
So here's an idea. What if Ted tried this in the Galapagos and during the wedding party call things got recorded? When the research facility sees the footage and it leaks, Ted gets fired. That will mean there is no conflict of interest left. He might just fly straight to NYC to proclaim his undying love to Alexis. Of course, a simple love story would not necessarily be in order for them. And who knows what might stand in their way. Maybe Alexis is dating someone else whom she met in New York City, much like was once the case when Ted was dating Heather. On the other hand, they might get together straight away. Then it would be quite entertaining to watch Ted get to work at a new vet practice and Alexis juggling her PR job at Interflix. She might even use her skills to market his new clinic. Things will get even more watchable if these two are caught off guard by an unplanned pregnancy. We're sure shitheads around the world will pay money to see Mom Alexis and Granny Moira looking after the bébé. What's in store for David and Patrick? There are so many possible plot lines for these two. Since they're staying behind in the backwater town, we'd love to see Patrick running for Moira's seat on council. It's unlikely Ronnie will ever warm up to him, so this will be watchable. He might even join the Jazzagals, which will of course call for a name change to something like the Jazzagals or the Schitts. What could be in store on the honeymoon side though? Well, the two newlyweds might explore their physical relationship a bit more. After David's pre-wedding gift from the unsuspecting Patrick, who knows what ideas he'll come up with to spice up their love life. And wait, imagine this. Since Alexis is only a plane trip away from the married couple, she might just plan a surprise visit to their home. And turning up unannounced could not be the best idea for her. We're sure a few Davids might be in order. On the topic of marital bliss, it might also be cut short when we learn that Moira was never properly ordained, so their marriage wasn't legal. Now this could make for a fun watch. First, David's response will probably not be toned down, and Moira shifting blame, as always, will be hilarious. Secondly, what if David later decides this is a great reason to have another wedding celebration? You know, since the first one had a few hiccups. In that case, poor Patrick. We've got yet another theory. David and Patrick might just change their minds and decide to adopt a little bébé. This could inspire the Rose family to all live in the same physical location again. On the one hand, Schitt's Creek's residents might welcome them back. That way, Alexis and Ted's little one can go on playdates with David and Patrick's one. Jocelyn will be there to give baby advice, Roland will be an interesting godfather, and Twilight can help supply home-cooked meals when the new parents are just too exhausted to cook their own. Or not be too discerning when it comes to the taste factor for that matter. We might even see Patrick's parents become more involved. All in all, it would be nothing short of a shit show. Want to hear more about Johnny and Moira's adventures? Don't worry, it's almost time. What happens back in Schitt's Creek? Now that most of the Roses have left town, things will probably be a lot quieter. Once the dust has settled, it'll probably be business as usual. Jocelyn will be busy raising the kids and sporting a few ridiculous hairstyles. Twyla will probably be more than happy serving customers interesting concoctions at Cafe Tropical and keeping her financial status a secret between her and Alexis. Side note, if David and Patrick were ever to leave Schitt's Creek, Twyla could buy the Rose Apothecary. Then she might appoint Jocelyn, because we all remember she was a great sales lady that one time when she helped out. In any case, Roland will probably always be Roland when he's not taking breaks from all the hard work of him and Stevie interviewing managers for a new motel. He might just get jealous of Johnny getting to have an assistant in LA. Chances are he might hire Ray to be his PA. Being a jack of all trades, Ray can add this to his ever-growing resume: real estate agent, travel agent, photographer, Christmas tree salesman, and now PA to the motel manager. It would also be fun to follow Stevie and David on a road trip to scout a new motel property. On another note, whether Patrick joins the Jazzagals or not, we think they might just get their big break after performing at David and Patrick's wedding. A talent scout was on the eclectic wedding guest list and offered them a recording deal. In turn, they will travel the country and become famous. Of course, their albums will always be sold at every single Rosebud motel, maybe even blaring over the reception speakers to welcome new motel guests. That said, there's another favorite character who could receive the offer of a lifetime. It's Stevie, and Moira, now back in biz and having seen Stevie's talent, offers her a role in Sunset Bay. This could either go very right for Stevie or very wrong. If it turns out like her air hostess dreams, then we know which way it would go. Also, the town of Schitt's Creek could even get its 5 seconds of fame. Since Moira's celebrity status has been reinstated, a flock of fans could rush to the original Rosebud Motel. Now, we're sure there's enough material in that idea for a full episode. Imagine Ray rushing around taking photos, Stevie hiding out inside, and Roland taking the fans for a round of golf. Now for a burning question. Will Johnny and Moira be happy in LA? It's obvious that the senior Roses will get through anything by each other's side. Now that Moira's Sunrise Bay role has been revived, would you not simply love to see an episode or two guest starring Nicole Kidman? Since the real-life actors are obsessed with her as much as she is with the show. Of course, Vivien is known for slapping people around. So, imagine Kidman is the one who gets this honor at the hands of the Rose matriarch while she's in character. Or maybe not. We'd love to see more Moira Rose impersonations of Vivien's backstory. You know, being one of the identical twins snatched from the crib by Russian mobsters. In addition to that, we definitely think a sequel to The Crows Have Eyes is in order. In The Crows Have Eyes 4, Stevie or even Alexis could join Moira as baby crows. And we can only imagine that Moira will invest in a few new babies. It's anyone's guess as to what she named them this time. As to what Johnny will be up to, he'll continue to be the calm influence he's always been. Unless we're talking about David's tax write-offs, of course. When Moira inevitably melts down and hides in her new, fancy walk-in closet, he'll be there to soothe her. The Rosebud Motel chain will keep him really busy, though, and we just hope it doesn't get between them. The kind-hearted Johnny could try to pay it forward by helping poor Bob with the business venture. But then, what if he learns Bob sent all that money to Gwen? Oh no! As for the power couple, we're pretty sure they'll attend many glamorous receptions. At the premiere of Sunrise Bay, they'll probably run into a few old friends. And we'd love to hear what Moira has to say to Justine. Other than that, we're bound to see online family catch-ups with Johnny, Moira, David, and Alexis. First though, Moira will have to save Alexis's number on her phone. Is there no chance of an on-screen reunion? As we know, Dan Levy has been firm about Schitt's Creek reaching the end of its road. However, some of his co-stars have other ideas. Like fans worldwide, Annie Murphy wishes the characters could reunite. Murphy told Variety, "I've offered Dan Levy $50,000, and he's told me to go fuck myself. I don't know, I don't think there will be more seasons, but a movie would be so nice." In the same interview, she encouraged fans to write a strongly worded letter to Dan, please. But ultimately, we know it's up to Dan and Eugene, but we can, and will, always keep the hope alive. Thanks for watching. What would you like to see if our favorite characters ever return to our screens? Share in the comments, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and stay awesome!